this is Lyle Fass, and welcome to the No Spoof Zone. And today we have one of my all-time favorite wines. But don't worry, it won't affect my review, because I have not tasted this version yet. It is the Alice and Olivier de Moor 2008 Aligote Plantation 1902. And the Plantation 1902 refers to the age of the vines, which were planted in 1902. You do the math, it's around 108 years old. And it has one of my most annoying pet peeves in wine immediately off the bat. The capsule, which is wax. And most people who don't know how to open a wax capsule usually get their little thing and they start chipping away like some sort of archaeological dig. And but there is a simpler way to do it, and I will show it to you. Pretty much just stick the worm through the wax and forget that the wax is even there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is usually what I use. And then I open, you get a little wax, but not really a big deal. What is that? 1, 2, 3 pieces of wax. It's fine. Versus someone chipping away, and it's like you're in an art studio cleanup after it. But let's pour the wine and see how we are. Now, Aligote is a wine I love usually as an aperitif or with oysters, but this one is actually one of the more serious examples out there because of the old vines, which gives it more concentration and energy and perhaps ageability. And De Moor, they're in the natural camp. They're organic, biodynamic, and they use minimal sulfur in their wines. Let's see how it is. I'm having some sort of emotional response to this wine immediately because the nose is so beautiful. This has that kind of airy sea breeze air type of thing going on. It smells almost like muscadet, but with a little more of that Burgundian kind of earthiness to it. Lemony, beautiful, very aromatic, very aromatic. Usually Aligote is not something you think of as an aromatic grape. It's maybe got 1 or 2 things to it, but this has lovely complexity to it. Let me get my trusty spit bucket because it is 8 in the morning right now. As you can see by the final expression on my face, it definitely has a traditional Aligote acid jolt. There's no question about it. But juicy fruit to it, beautiful, elegant texture, and not as sharp as some other Aligotes can be. And beautiful complexity in that there's so many different flavors at the end of the palate, plus a lot of great earthiness, juiciness to it. Oh wow, it's an Aligote you could potentially drink on its own. It's one of those few wines that demands food, and the food it actually demands is usually an oyster. I really don't drink it with anything else except oysters. And the whole Kier, creme de cassis thing, which most people say about Aligote, is only for bad Aligote. But then again, why even drink bad Aligote? I mean, why even mix bad Aligote? But you're asking the wrong guy there. Let me have one more sip to get another impression. Oh, that nose is beautiful. I mean, it really smells like some sort of, you went to the beach and you got a jar and you just kind of somehow got that beach air in the jar and then dumped it in this bottle of Aligote. I guess that's about as natural as wine can get. Beautiful. The acidity is cutting and pierced, but it is juicy and it's ripe. And it doesn't really stand apart from anything else. It's very integrated, but you know it is there. There's no question about it. And it does what every great wine should do, leaves you salivating for the next sip, as I am doing. Killer, beautiful. I have not had a vintage of this wine yet that I cannot say is absolutely the bee's knees. I drink it now over the next 2 or 3 years, preferably with oysters. I'm not really sure what other type of foods you can eat with Aligote. I've never really gone there. I'm definitely an old man in my wine habits sometimes, and Aligote and oysters is just the perfect combination. And this has but this has a little bit of that extract that you get from those old vines, and a little bit more concentration than normal Aligote. You should possibly pull it off with some sort of maybe heavier fishes, but I would just be eating oysters till I was stuffed full, to be perfectly honest. Beautiful wine. I can't complain about it, and I can complain about everything. I love it. Then again, Alice and Olivier de Moor, they usually never ever treat me wrong, ever. A beautiful, beautiful wine. And that is all today from the No Spoof Zone.